Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the podcast. Your original savior is back. I'm here this week to do
Savior's crazy.
intellectual savior, not in a spiritual sense.
The self blaze is insane right now.
No.
But welcome back to the podcast. This is our second episode of the week. Assuming we actually upload the episodes when we're supposed to. But welcome to the Halloween special. We have two movies for you today, and if you can guess what they are, I'll give you a gold star. They start with Holla and end with Ween, and the second one ends with the number 2.
No, it ends with I.
Oh my bad. The Halloween I. But yes, we were talking about the first two Halloween movies. I originally said we should do every Halloween movie, but that's not feasible.
Yeah, not everybody wants to watch all of them. For good reason, because most of them aren't
good. No desire to watch anything past Halloween 2.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm low-key giving up on my I mean, I'll still watch like a couple more. I'm probably gonna skip the Rob Zombie ones for finishing out my Halloween marathon thing. I'll probably just watch 5 and I'll watch 5 and 6, and I probably just skip like the new movies. Or no, H2O. I gotta watch that because it's apparently good. Kind of.
That's and the H2O sequel.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I don't have enough time to watch that. So I'll watch the two really bad ones, 5 and 6, just because to find out how bad they truly are, and then go to H2O and then do the new trilogy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can skip the Busta Rhymes one. I think you'll.
Yeah. I don't think I'm missing out on much there.
No. But Nate, I know you absolutely love this movie. It's one of your favorites of all time. So, give me a little rundown of the plot. What happens in this movie?
Well, before we do all that, I got some movie news.
We got movie news, yeah.
Oh yeah, fuck, my bad. Sorry, I'm rusty. I had a week off.
Come on.
This was a big week for movie news, actually. Started off, Dune 3 is going to start filming this summer, so summer 25.
Let's go.
And Ryan, I know you're super excited about that. I could not care less because I don't think the Dune movies are that good, but I digress.
You haven't seen one of them.
I don't need to.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Oh, I don't think the Star Wars movies are that good. I've only seen 2 of them, but the other ones suck. Like, what?
Don't ever compare Star Wars to this garbage again.
It's better.
Dune 1 is one of the most boring movies I've ever watched.
I have not seen any of the Dune movies, so I have no comment.
Like 60% of the Star Wars movies are objectively bad.
Nuh-uh. All right. Anyway.
Okay. Well, are we really counting the Disney fan fiction in there though, guys? Like,
yeah. Come on.
Come
on, Ryan.
It's only a third of the movies that are bad.
Yes. Sorry.
Oh, we're off to a good start this week. Other than that, so Dune 3 filming summer 25. Oregon Trail movie is in production with Apple TV. So it's live action.
Oh, so I won't watch it. No worries.
So they're making a movie based off the video game, but the video game is just the Oregon Trail. So I guess it's just a history movie.
They're making a game. They're making a movie based off a game, based off of real events.
Nice.
So yeah, that's an interesting concept. The 4th MCU Spider-Man movie had its release date announced, and it's releasing July 24th of 2026.
The MCU threatens to release in the movie.
I mean, it's a Spider-Man movie. It'll probably be good. There's only been one bad Spider-Man movie.
Yeah,
I'll still see it.
I'll watch it, but that's about the only MCU thing I'm gonna watch. Not gonna. I'm so behind in MCU now. Like it's just the past 2 years or 2-3 years. I just haven't watched anything, and then I'm just I'm tapping out on this. This stuff sucks now.
I'm caught up. I am fully caught up on the MCU right now, and it does not get better.
Yeah, how have you subjected yourself to this? Watch
Stockholm syndrome. Stockholm
Hey.
syndrome.
The movies.
Let's give the shitty phase. What are we in? 4, 5, 9?
5, I think.
Let's give the shitty Marvel movies some credit. So far, they're on a hot streak technically, because the last Marvel movie that came out was actually good.
That is true.
What was the last one that came out?
Deadpool.
I'm so behind. Deadpool. Okay. Oh yeah, that's now in the MCU. That's right.
They were good though.
Guardians
3 was good. They've got a couple bangers in there right now.
Okay.
How did we start talking about the MCU in our Halloween special?
Because I movie news. That's how.
Yeah, it's about it's part of the movie news.
It's an overwhelming plague that infects all aspects of our life.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God. So yeah, I am caught up. It doesn't get better.
No, what do you mean? Secret Invasion was really good.
Secret Invasion was peak. It's so good. Actually, no, Secret Invasion is the only show that I could not finish watching. I got through 2 episodes. I couldn't finish
the first. I couldn't finish the first.
I watched the second episode just to give it the benefit of the doubt because maybe it had a bad first episode, but I was giving it the benefit of the doubt and I couldn't get past episode 2. It's bad. Anyway, Spider-Man 4, July 24th, 2026.
Yay!
A little bit more topical for our Halloween episode. Patrick Dempsey has been announced to be returning for Scream 7.
Didn't we say that like a month ago though? I thought we did last time we talked about Scream 7.
No, so we there was a release date for Scream 7, and it came from Neve Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe someone else brought it up, but this is the first I'm seeing that Patrick Dempsey is officially confirmed to be in Scream 7.
Isn't I forget. I should know this because I'm our Scream expert. But is Patrick Dempsey nailing Gale Weathers or Sidney Prescott? I think it's Sidney Prescott.
He is married to Sidney Prescott, and they have children.
Yeah, so he is nailing her. That is a correct statement.
Yeah, and it's not technically wrong.
He's hitting her harder than that semi truck hit. Fucking what's his nuts from Grey's Anatomy.
Oh God.
Why can I not? What the fuck is this character's name?
I don't know. I've never seen Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, fuck.
Anyways, Patrick Dempsey, Scream 7, get up for it. I'm actually pretty excited for Scream 7. Cautiously optimistic.
I take Scream is the one series where I'll take the word cautiously out of that. They haven't given me a downright horrible movie yet, so I doubt they will. And assuming the Radio Silence guys are still making it, which are directors that I'm very fond of, should still be good.
Fair enough. All right. Moving on. The MCU Blade movie has been delayed indefinitely, so that's probably not coming out.
Oh my god, that movie has been in production since I was like 6 years old, I feel like.
It was originally supposed to release November 7th of this year.
Like originally? I feel like originally it was supposed to release like 4 years ago.
I don't think there was never a confirmed release date until like this year.
Mm-hmm.
And when they announced that, it was supposed to release on November 7th of this year.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's October 26th now, and there is still not a trailer.
Is there even like a villain announcement or something?
There's nothing now.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Blade is probably not coming out, which is kind of upsetting because I was actually, God, I'm gonna fuck this name up, but I was really excited to see Mahershala Ali in it.
You actually didn't fuck that up that bad. I think it's Mahershala. Yeah.
Yeah, and Ryne. Yes, I am picking up a lot of background noise. My washer and dryer is currently going about 15 feet away from me.
No, you're good. I just wanted to let you know in case you didn't. It's not overwhelming.
Oh, I could just close the door later, but whatever. Moving on, Avengers Doomsday. So the next Avengers film begins filming in the spring. So Robert Downey Jr. back at it again.
Oh boy.
Robert
I'm
Down
probably gonna see it.
Robert Down syndrome Jr.'s hopping back on the saddle.
Yep. I'm probably gonna see it just because I've been committed for this long. I can't just uncommit now.
I'll see it. I'll see it because I'm a sheep.
Well, yeah.
The MCU says jump, I say how high.
Pretty much. I've even watched the Agatha series. I'm so invested right now.
I think you might have mental issues if that's the case.
It's actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Oh, so it's like shitty hocus pocus and not like an actual affront to God?
Yeah.
Cool.
Pretty much. But again, that's just because Catherine Hahn's really good in it. Which credit to her because she's a fantastic.
Dude, Aubrey Plaza's in it? Oh, I might have to watch it.
Aubrey Plaza plays the manifestation of death.
Ooh.
So all right. Little Marvel nerd moment right here. So as we all know, Thanos had his motivations in the MCU. But in the comics, his motivation was to please Lady Death.
Dude, if it was Aubrey Plaza, I would be stoked.
Like now we're sitting here like, yeah, now the motivation makes sense. Anyways, moving on from that, Christopher Nolan's next film, which we have talked about, it's releasing 2026, I believe. It's rumored to be a 1920s set vampire movie starring Tom Holland.
Christopher Nolan threatens to release another film.
You shut your goddamn mouth.
I only said that because I knew it would get that reaction. I like Christopher Nolan. Probably not as much as you do, but I do like Christopher Nolan.
Don't you dare disrespect my dear Pookie Christopher Nolan ever again.
Although he was a writer on Man of Steel, so maybe he's retarded. Who knows?
Man of Steel isn't offensively bad. Come on.
But he was also a producer on Batman v Superman and Justice League, so...
See, now we're getting somewhere, but all his directorial credits are fantastic.
Dunkirk's a movie.
Dunkirk is still good. Like, it's my least favorite, but I still enjoy it.
Yeah, it's tight. It has
All right, moving on.
So that would be too bad.
That is true. That is kind of a downside to it. All right, moving on from my king, Christopher Nolan. What I'm actually most excited for this week's movie news, just because I love this show and I love this character. Daredevil Born Again is releasing on March 4th, 2025. And I am
I'm so happy it's not releasing sooner.
Yeah.
Well, no, just you know why? You know why I'm happy? Personal reasons?
Yes, I know. I know why.
I'll only miss about 2 episodes, which is nice. Assuming they don't release the whole season at once.
I don't think they would, but again, that's what the Netflix shows did, so they might.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, though, Daredevil is probably the one MCU bright spot that we'll see for a while.
What about Blade?
But I am super excited for Daredevil. I love Daredevil. It's my favorite show, favorite Marvel show, favorite Marvel character.
You'll be seated for it.
Hold on. All right, there we go. My internet just cut out for a second. Anyway, I will be staying up until midnight, 1 a.m., whatever time it releases, so I can watch Daredevil Born Again when it releases.
The very moment it releases.
I will be there. I will be on the Disney Plus screen waiting for the countdown to hit 0, and then episode 1 will be playing. But that about wraps it up for my movie news.
Yeah, it only took us 20 minutes.
Hey, only 15. 15 minutes in, and we still haven't talked about Halloween 1 yet.
That's okay. We're delaying getting blamed in the comments for our opinions on this beloved horror classic.
But yeah, so that was my movie news for the week. I don't know if you guys have anything, but that's what I had for this week.
I kind of forgot we did movie news as a segment, so I didn't gather anything.
I gathered this all about 5 minutes before you guys hopped in the call.
Wow, 8 things in 5 minutes. You should get a gold star for that.
I'll take a gold star.
But anyways, let's get on to Halloween. No, I'm assuming you don't have anything for movie news.
Nope.
all the movies Noah likes came out like 20 years ago. So, anyways, Nate, I know you're a huge fan of this movie. Tell me what happens. Give me a plot rundown.
I can't.
What do you mean you can't?
I watched Halloween 1 yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
I could not tell you what happens.
What Michael Myers breaks out.
Legitimately, I cannot tell you the plot of this movie.
And goes and kills people in Haddonfield. That's
Michael Myers walks around for an hour and then finally decides to do something the last 20 minutes of the movie. That's what happens.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I finished Halloween 2 about an hour ago, and I could not tell you the only plot point, and I can't even call it a plot point. The only scene I vividly remember from that movie is the one character, I don't even know his name, just burning in the car after the car crash.
Oh,
Ben
shut up,
Framer,
Ben Framer.
Shut up, Ben Framer.
The most unnecessary scene of all time.
I know, that's the guy. No, I think Halloween 1 might have a little bit more unnecessary of a scene.
What scene?
A scene where Dr. Loomis is just hanging out and he spots some kids walking up to a door.
Oh.
And he tells one of them to get their stupid ass away from there.
Nah, that was very necessary.
He just starts fucking with those kids. I'm like, what do you do? Bro's a psychopath. They need to put him next to Michael Myers.
Loomis is not that much of a psychopath in the first movie. He starts going off the rails. In 2, and I just watched 4 like a week ago or something. 4, he's already completely off the rails. All the characters are telling him like he's off the rails.
I haven't seen Halloween 4 in a while.
That's probably a good thing.
Isn't most of his screen time in that movie him yelling at an actual child and at one point trying to kill her?
He didn't try to kill her.
I think he does at the very end.
Oh no! Oh, that stupid ending where like the child turns into like Michael Myers, to accept the kid version or whatever, and then Loomis tries to kill her at the end because she's become evil or something, and then just abruptly ends. Yeah, that movie sucks.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Let's talk about the good one, the first Halloween movie.
Okay, this might be a negative of the movie. How the fuck does Michael Myers know how to drive a car?
That is one of the only things that like I can pick out a lot of problems with this movie, but I can ignore the music because I still enjoy it a lot. But that's the one thing where I'm just like, yeah, that's for stupid.
They try to explain it. They're like, maybe somebody was giving him lessons. Who the fuck would do that?
Why? Yeah, what person would be like, let's give Michael Myers lessons on how to drive a car? This deranged psychopath. Yeah.
Yeah, this deranged psychopath who hasn't said a word in 12 years.
Yeah.
Let's teach him how to drive a stick shift.
His doctor is literally saying, yeah, he's just pure evil. He has the devil's eyes, but now we're gonna let him drive a car.
Yeah.
Honestly, driving a car is not that hard. Maybe he just like YOLO'd it and figured it out quickly.
See, driving a car now isn't hard. He probably was driving a manual.
That's true. That is a good
point. Which I can't even do.
A manual is hard to drive. That actually takes some skill. Like today, it's so easy to drive a car. It literally just takes you about like an hour driving to start to get used to all the stuff. Really, the only thing that's like that you have to learn for like your test or whatever is really just like the rules of the road you gotta know and like how to interact with other people. Like driving the car itself is easy.
Well, the
Oh,
easiest
fuck
way to
parallel
obey the rules.
parking.
The parallel
don't-
parking sucks. I
They
do
don't
not.
teach that anymore.
No, they do.
I had to do it for
I
mine.
had to do it for my test. Yeah,
When
I
my
did.
when
I did it fine, but
when my sister actually took her test, they didn't make her do it, and that was about a year
Okay.
ago. I think
they just got soft.
yeah, because when I took my test, I had to do it. I think they just recently took it out within the last like 2 years.
Yeah, well, I took mine like over a year ago now, something like that. So they still had me do it. So it's not, honestly, it wasn't that hard. It's just I low key have a terrible memory, so I just forgot like how to do it now. So if you told me like, hey, go parallel park now, I'd be like,
Nah.
I'm cooked.
I saw a guy trying to parallel park today, and I literally just sat in the middle of the road and people watched him for like 3 minutes because he couldn't figure it out.
Well, yeah, I'd be like that too.
I would be the exact same way.
Yeah.
But you know who
I don't
does
know
know how to parallel? You know who does know how to parallel park?
Michael Myers.
Michael Myers.
Michael Myers somehow. They had Michael Myers do driver's ed in the mental institute.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
I think the thing that stands out the most for me in Halloween 1 is when he kills. Oh God, what's the fucking boyfriend's name?
Bob?
Which boyfriend? There's like 5.
The one that he stabs into the wall.
Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Bob. How
That was
that
a cool
little
kill.
ass knife. Yeah, it was a cool kill. But how was that little ass knife holding him against the wall?
Gravity, obviously.
Yeah.
So that little knife
Okay,
not only
Nate.
stabs through him, but also stabs through him far enough to go into the wall and stick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't see the problem here.
I don't.
My bad.
There's no problem.
My
It's
bad.
a cool shot. Cool shot trumps over anything that might be illogical.
I love how he does the head tilts like he's a fucking dog
Yeah.
who just heard a dog whistle.
No, he's just like admiring his work. He's like, damn, I kind of cooked on this one.
My favorite part is how he walks into the room afterwards with the ghost costume on.
Oh yeah, and he just stares at the girl for like 2 minutes before deciding to kill her. Oh yeah, and that girl's so annoying. She says totally like every single sentence.
She does, but counterpoint, she has nice.
Oh, Oh, I totally just got killed by Michael Myers.
I
Yeah,
also
this movie-
I love the part in the beginning when they're all
Mhm.
smoking a joint in the car, and they decide to put the joint out and go up to the cops.
Well, I think that was just like on their way, and they really just couldn't like avoid it. I guess, but I don't know.
They could have just pretended not to see him and kept driving.
Yeah, but then that'd be a little awkward when the sheriff or something just sees his daughter. He's like, "What you ignore me for?"
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that serious. I mean, probably couldn't even really smell it because dude's old. Think he can up there in age. Unc can't smell that anymore.
You know what's funny? You think
Unc nose don't work.
Yeah.
You think he's old in this movie? He's in the new ones.
No
Damn.
way.
That dude's
Yeah,
got to be a fossil now.
Same character.
Same what?
Yeah.
He's like, I didn't even realize that. Is that in the first movie, or did they introduce him like in the other movies in the new show?
He is in he's in Halloween Kills and something. He's in a Halloween movie.
No, I haven't seen Kills or Ends, so that's probably why.
Yeah, me neither.
Wow. The character was so old that the guy who played him just died.
Yeah.
He died August 5th. Oh, he died in Tucson. Maybe that's why he died, because he lived in fucking Tucson.
R.I.P.
Damn. Or maybe he died because he's like nearly 90.
Well, not anymore. He's not.
Damn.
Yeah, he was in Halloween Kills, and it was his final film role.
Yeah. Rest in peace. He didn't do a bad job for acting in the, at least in the two Halloween movies I've seen from him. He's not too bad.
He's kind of cute, honestly.
Said he's kind of cute.
Nah, but Donald Pleasant's back has got to hurt from carrying these Halloween movies, man.
Yeah, he's the only competent actor in the first one.
Yeah, no, in all of them.
The only competent character in the first one.
Okay, okay. Jamie, I don't think Jamie Lee Curtis was bad. It's just she did.
You can tell it's like one of her first movies, though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but she was fine in that. She was definitely better than the other teenage actors. So.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's saying too much.
Yeah, probably not. But I thought she was fine.
That's like saying you want to sack racers against a bunch of kids with no legs.
That's a shout out right there. What episode was that in? Fucking
Dude, that was in the Deadpool episode. No, before that. It was in the Django episode.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't that one. It was in because Noah was here. It wasn't Django.
Was it somehow Fury?
No, it was not in Fury. It was when we were talking about the White Sox. It was in Noah was like going to do fuck. Let me look at our episode list.
The White Sox. When were we talking about the White Sox?
No, you were somewhere. You were doing something. You had to. I don't know, but you had to go do something, and then Ryan and I started talking about baseball while you were gone. And Ryan had said what I just said about the kids with no legs, and then Noah was just like, "What the hell did I just come back to?"
I think it was the August roundup.
That sounds about right. Anyways, back to a bad movie.
Ooh, you're gonna get executed on sight from that.
Yeah, I might have to do it myself because I'm gonna have to defend this movie here. All right.
I mean, I don't hate it. I just think it's really cool.
It is definitely a slower paced movie, and it's definitely not like something that everybody would like. And I think it definitely could have gotten to things sooner. But I mean, I didn't really hate that or anything. I mean, I still like the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fine movie. If someone put it on, I wouldn't be like, turn this garbage off. But I don't think I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I'm watching it every Halloween like I used to.
This isn't my every Halloween movie. I mean, I've ended up watching it probably like the last 3 years just for other reasons. Like last year I watched it because my sister had never seen it, and then the year before that I watched it because my roommates had never seen it. And then this year I watched it for this. But my every Halloween movie is Scream.
That is also, I have two. It's Scream and The Thing.
That's fair. I also just watch Scream probably once every like other. I watch Scream all the time. So
I usually watch this and Nightmare on Elm Street around every Halloween.
I watch Nightmare on Elm Street, but I turn it off before the last 15 minutes.
No. Just cut it off right before the final 2 minutes, and you're good. Because like the climax is actually good until you get to that like stupid part at the end.
Honestly, you could watch it until the convertible roof comes back up. Like Nancy could get in the car, and that's when you could just turn it off.
Yeah, just happy ending. They won, and then oh no, we got that weird mannequin shoved through the door, and Freddy won.
That is probably, no joke, like the worst special effects I've ever seen in a movie.
We just lost Jason X, bro.
Yeah, I know. I think that was 10 times worse than anything we saw in Jason X.
I don't know. Do you not remember the aliens that they were fighting in the simulation?
No, it was intended to be bad, guys. Relax. That's not as bad as the the one Jabba the Hutt effect in like the first Star Wars special edition in like 1997, like the
I
one
know.
before the where it looks
Or
like
the
a
Emperor
cartoon
hologram in
character.
the original Empire.
Yeah. So that's one of the worst I've seen.
Mhm.
That was like Jason X bad. It was pretty impressive.
Honestly,
It's pretty bad.
Jason X was not the effects were not as bad as I was expecting for a 2000 slasher film.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they're still bad.
I'm also gonna do the podcast a service right now. I'm gonna read Noah's Jason X review.
Oh, yeah. If you missed
Right.
the Jason X episode, we did something different where we just watched it live and did a live commentary on it. So go check that out if you haven't already. It's pretty funny.
Yeah. We made that decision after we recorded the episode, by the way.
Yeah.
So if you get to the end of that and you're expecting a separate Jason X video,
You're not
sorry
gonna
to disappoint.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's not coming.
So no, this is what Noah said. This was certainly a movie. I don't know how to explain this movie. This movie was caused by director James Isaac. Acting is horrible. There's no plot. I don't know any character names. It was so campy and stupid. It's a masterpiece, I'm afraid. Absolute cinematic achievement. Jason X changed my life. Before watching this, I was an alcoholic, abusive father. Now I care for my kids, and I'm giving to the poor. My sex life improved drastically after watching this film. My wife is a robot. I wasn't able to talk to real women. This movie taught me that I didn't have to, so now I talk to robots. Jason X is a movie you must watch before you die. It'll change your life. 3.5 out of 10.
Yep. That's pretty much my thoughts.
That
I'll
might
be
be the
honest.
second.
Sorry, go ahead,
what's up?
Ryan. No, you go
That
ahead.
might be the second best Letterboxd review I've ever read, just behind "This shit sucked mega cockless."
or the classic Going Overboard review. They forgot the funny.
That's a good one.
No, there's definitely some good reviews. No, the Room review where it's just like 100 questions.
The Room, but it's just 20 questions.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, let's talk about Halloween again.
Is this like a real like? Is this how people acted in the 70s? I feel like everybody in this movie has 3 brain cells except Dr. Loomis, who's also an idiot. Like, don't get it wrong.
Loomis is also kind of an idiot too. Here's the thing. I really love this movie, but everybody's kind of stupid. But for some reason, I still like it. You know, I don't know why. I think I just like this movie because it's got aura. Straight up, I can't even explain it. Like
Michael Myers is cool.
Yeah.
But he's an idiot. Even Michael Myers is an idiot. Like at the end of the movie when he just doesn't kill Laurie right away.
But he looks so cool when he's an idiot, though. Ashton Genty?
Ashton Genty better. Full disclosure, Noah, I am putting Ashton Genty in the thumbnail. And just Ashton Genty. There will be no Michael Myers.
No. You got to put Ashton Genty when he dressed up as Michael Myers. And like some prank or whatever.
It is an elite picture.
It is a good picture.
Dr. Loomis legitimately stands in front of the car that Michael Myers stole for like 30 minutes
Yeah.
of this movie.
and he just witnesses it now because, plot.
Also, there's that one scene where Michael Myers isn't supposed to be supernatural in this movie, or at least I don't believe he is. I don't think that happens till the 4th one. But there's that one scene where he's standing by like the clothes hanger and Laurie Strode's looking at him. And every other time he disappears, it's because Laurie Strode broke eye contact from him when he leaves. He just vanishes in that scene. She doesn't break eye contact with him, and he just leaves. He doesn't walk away. He just disappears.
He's just got aura.
You know who else?
Or when
Ben Framer.
segue on to Halloween 2.
No, we're not going past it that quick because Halloween 1 is actually good and Halloween 2 kind of sticky.
I have one more nitpick on Halloween 1 before I do get into the things that I like, because there are a lot of things that
we're trashing it way too much right now. We gotta be a little positive.
After this, I'll get into the things that I like.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie, Samuel Loomis shoots Michael Myers 7 times. He's using a gun that has six bullets in it.
No, hold up. No, doesn't he shoot him 6? Isn't it Halloween 2 in the intro when they redid it? They had him do 7. Yeah.
No, so the first movie, one of them he shoots him 5. The other time he shoots him 7. Neither of which is 6.
Oh, okay. I shot him 6 times.
To be fair to the movie, they did correct it in the sequel.
No, they messed it up? No, they got it to 7.
They messed it up worse in the sequel because they made them shoot a gun that has a 6 round, whatever I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say. Revolvers, they shoot 6 bullets.
Mm-hmm.
Chamber, that's the word I'm trying to use. And then he shot it 7 times without reloading the gun.
Yeah. I thought that happened in 1. Am I tripping?
No, in the first one he shot him 5 times, I think.
Yeah. Okay, wait. So first one they didn't make a mistake because I don't think they ever say like, "Oh, I shot him 6 times." That's just a mistake of Halloween 2 then.
Mm-hmm.
Because he could have just like, although actually no, because Halloween 1 like he tried to shoot again, but the chamber was empty. But
I've got to Google it now because I'm not going to be able
to. Wait.
Move on.
Maybe they didn't make a mistake because maybe he shot it before as like or no, maybe I'm tripping. I think I am.
Oh yeah, he actually earlier in the movie he shot one of the kids when they wouldn't get away from the Myers house.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I was getting mixed up with Halloween 2 when he shot like the warning shot for the dude to turn the car around when he was trying to get back to Haddonfield.
Which is insane, the fact that he does that to a cop.
Yeah, we'll get into that when we complain about Halloween 2.
Okay.
But let's get into what is good before we start trashing on Halloween 2.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
The music in this movie is phenomenal.
Phenomenal. John Carpenter absolutely cooked. John Carpenter's direction is great. Cinematography is great. And Michael Myers' aura, absolutely carrying. Sam Loomis, shout out to him, absolutely carried this movie on his back.
Yeah.
And it really just like, it's such a simple movie. And sometimes you could say it's a little too bare bones and basic, but I don't know. I really like this simple plot that's just very well executed with a terrifying villain and a fantastic climax. I mean, the ending, I absolutely love the ending despite the debate over how many shots, Loomis shooting.
I shot him 6 times.
Loomis shooting Michael Myers 5, 7, 6, we will never know times. And I really like the part, like obviously, like Laurie Strode asks, was it the boogeyman? And Loomis says it was, and then he looks out to over the balcony, I think balcony, something like that. I don't know what it is. The house is kind of weird, and he sees Michael's body is gone, and then the Halloween theme plays over it, and then we kind of see all the different locations as we hear Michael's breathing, and that's one of my favorite endings in a horror movie.
It is a great ending.
Yeah,
it is a really good ending.
I will say, I'm retroactively giving this movie 0 stars out of 5, just because I remembered how much Michael Myers sucks to play against in Dead by Daylight.
W reference.
Which catch me and Nate possibly maybe sometime at some point, maybe never, possibly stream Dead by Daylight on Twitch.
Potentially.
Possibly. We said it would happen, then it happened. Maybe it will.
It'll happen before the end of the year, probably.
No, I was gonna say until the end of this movie, Michael Myers doesn't really feel scary. I mean, he just kind of feels like a dude who just stands around.
I mean, that's all it really is in this movie, though.
Yeah.
I mean, until the ending, yeah, but it's kind of just like that type of mystery. Like, I really hate and we'll get into this with the sibling thing. I really love the idea of just Michael being like so shrouded in mystery and just being like this pure form of evil. Like nobody can understand him. He's not like human or anything. And I just really like that idea. And then the other sequels try to explain why and stuff. And I just like the idea of him just being like pure evil. You know,
that's fair, but I honestly think it doesn't work that well. Because, like, they say he's pure evil, yet he stalks Laurie Strode for 90% of the movie and bumps into, like, 20 other people and don't kill them. If he was pure evil, he'd just be killing everybody.
I mean, yeah, I get, but it's like you can't really understand it. You know, I just like the whole mystery aspect. I think just making him have this motivation like that, because making Laurie and Michael's siblings and just having that be his motivation is kind of lame. I feel like it's kind of more like he starts stalking Laurie because Laurie went up to like that old house and like put the keys down or something at the beginning, so like that kind of like caught Michael's attention. Maybe that's why he just started stalking and stuff instead of it being siblings. I don't think he needed a motivation. Could have just kind of been curious about this person that was at his old house.
I think it is an originally good twist that retroactively got made a million times worse by all the sequels that came after it. But I think what am I trying to say? What's the fucking, oh my gosh.
What?
In a vacuum. I think that's a good idea. I think it is just made so much worse by Halloween's 4 through 20. I don't know how many there are.
Yeah, too many.
I don't think it's horrible. And to answer like passes 20 people, he can't like. I know I kind of shit on him for being an idiot earlier with Laurie, but he can't really just go killing people in broad daylight because then he can't continue what he wants to do. Like he does have to be smart about it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, but if he's pure evil, I don't think he'd care.
Well, no, because
I mean, no. Well, he wants to like not go back to the mental institution or something.
Yeah, he's trying to stay out of jail or whatever. He doesn't. If he starts killing people in broad daylight, he's just gonna go back to jail.
And also, maybe he likes the dark. I guess he was born in the dark.
It's like the hunt for him.
Wait, like Michael Myers likes the dark. He's a snow bunny.
Nobody cares who I put on the mask. Okay, well.
All right, Ryan.
I was gonna make a Bane joke, and then this dude. We better quote him anyway. Okay.
Nobody cared who I was until I put on the mask.
Yeah. Thought darkness was your ally.
Okay.
Also, one more thing. That guy in the first scene does the quickest pump job I've ever seen. Goes upstairs.
Yeah. Dude, there was like 50 seconds, bro. And then like no aftercare or anything. Like, bro, not like gonna lay down with her or anything after. It's just like, all right, we're done. Busted one off quick. Now we're gonna get out of here.
1 minute. That's a long time. Some would say that's even too long, honestly. Oh, well, Ryan's computer's screwing up again. But either way.
Yeah. I think I'm good.
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, cool.
I know I was shitting on this movie a lot about 30 minutes ago. However, there are some things that I do like, one of which being the score. Like, the Halloween theme is probably one of if not the most iconic horror movie themes of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would say most iconic, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, like Michael Myers, like his aura is insane. Dr. Loomis was a good character. I thought Pleasance did a really good job portraying his character. Other than that, though, like I generally think I think I just don't like this movie.
Womp womp.
Like, there's definitely things it does well. There's definitely things it does well. The kills are shot really well. Every scene is shot really well. Like the darkness around Myers is really well done to kind of portray his frightfulness. I just don't like the movie.
I mean, fair. I enjoy it enough, maybe, I think.
I definitely like it a lot better than anything that comes after it.
Hey,
yeah, that's not saying a lot.
Halloween 3 is great.
Greatest Halloween
not-
movie of all time.
I'm not
I
watching
actually
that movie.
do. I actually do kind of like it, to be honest.
Yeah, well, it doesn't have aura because there's no Michael Myers. So,
Yeah,
by the way,
speaking of
Michael
Myers,
Michael Myers completely loses his aura in Halloween 4 with that stupid mask. Oh my, the mask is so bad.
The mask is horrible.
Yeah, who came up with that mask, bro? Like, just keep it the same as what he had before.
I gotta take a look. Oh yeah, I remember now. Yeah, that's a bad mask.
Yeah, it's such a doofy mask.
It kind of looks like a Michael Jackson mask.
I don't think that's the worst one though. I think there's one that's worse.
How does it get worse than this?
I think
Go
H2O had a bunch of masks.
Yeah, go look up the CGI mask from H2O.
Oh yeah, that's bad. Yeah, that
I'm
one's
looking it up
definitely
right now.
worse.
Oh, what is that?
H2O also had like 4 different masks.
Yeah, I don't remember why.
No,
Look,
they just felt like that.
let me see if I can find the pink one. I'm gonna drop this in the. Oh yeah, there it is. This one's bad.
You drop it in the Instagram chat.
No, I'm just going straight into Discord. That's how bad it is.
Oh no.
This one is bad, Noah.
Yeah.
Oh, what is that?
Pink
That's
skin
not from.
and blonde hair. I think this is
That's
Halloween
not from.
5.
That's
Yeah,
6.
5 or 4.
That's not 4. That's got to be
Okay,
5 or
that's
6.
I
Yeah.
believe that's 5.
I'm gonna be watching 5
Oh,
tonight,
it's
so
from
I'll let you know
4.
if it's in
It
there.
is from 4.
That is not 4. When was that in there? Is that just a whack shot? I guess.
Yeah, so the thing with Halloween
Okay.
4 is they had 2 masks. This one was only used for this shot because they couldn't find the original one. That's why they went with the stupid looking one.
They lost the original one. That's hilarious. That should have been a sign that, like, hey, this mask sucks. Don't use it.
No. So they lost like the William Shatner mask that they used for Halloween 1 and 2.
Oh, I get what you're saying. How do you lose that, bro? Like,
This scene was shot very early on in production. So while they were looking for masks, they kind of just settled on that one.
Why don't
yeah,
they just
whoever-
use like? Why don't they just use William Shatner's actual face?
Good question.
Like just take his face off and fashion it into a mask.
Well, all right. Now, all right. Well, I guess we got to reach our quota somehow.
Okay, so I think that's about it. So let's get into like our scores for Halloween 1. Then we can go on to 2.
All right, Noah. Ryan, I think your computer messed up again, so we'll get back to you when you're here.
Can you not
there
hear
you
me
are.
right now?
There you are.
No, we can.
Okay.
All right, I can start this off.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I don't really have like. It's kind of weird for me because you guys do bring up great points, but I don't know. I really like watching this every Halloween, and I think like just with how good the score is and the direction, and how good of a character that Loomis and Michael Myers are, I think that just carries the film so much to be very enjoyable for me, and I look forward to watching this every October. So I give it 9 out of 10. Objectively, that's probably wouldn't be that high, but I rate a little more based off enjoyment. Although I try to not go overboard with it, but maybe I kind of did here. Also, going overboard reference the infamous classic from Adam Sandler. So yeah, I love this movie.
I kind of agree with Noah. Like, I know I basically shit talk this movie the entire time, but there's like just something about it. Like, it's a classic. It's like, it's not like scary. So it's like a good movie to just kind of put on, you know? Like it's not like you can kind of like passively watch it while you're doing other Halloween shit. Have fun with it. I do enjoy this movie. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. There's objectively, this movie should probably be like a 6.5 or a 7. From
I
how
wouldn't say
objectively,
I'd say like a 7.5, 7.5 would be fair.
that's fair. Like from objectively how good it is, I think it's lower, but I'm gonna give it an 8 just because there is some personal enjoyment there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat as you, Ryne. Just because like it is a Halloween class, like it's a horror classic. Obviously, it's a Halloween classic. It's the first Halloween movie. With that being said, though, there is like as I watch it now, like this is the first time I've watched it since probably 2020, 2021.
Yeah.
So looking at it from that long of a time ago, for watching a movie, that is, and like looking at it from a different lens, I think I just don't like it. Like, yes, it's a classic, but I don't think I'm going to be watching it every Halloween from now on. So with that said, like this movie was so forgettable for me watching it now. I couldn't even write a letterbox review for it.
That's wild.
But with that said, if I were to write one, I probably gave it like a 3 out of 5 stars, probably a 7.2 out of 10.
I think this movie is one of those that gets worse the more you rewatch it, because it's kind of like you see more of the problems going on. But I've definitely had that with having it be kind of a tradition to watch this every Halloween, but that still doesn't really affect my enjoyment as much. But I can recognize that's not as well made of a movie as I originally thought it was the first time I watched it.
That's a
fair.
totally fair take. That's such a fair take. I think for me, it does just hinder my enjoyment just a little bit. Seeing the problems as I see them now.
Yeah.
Now let's get into Halloween 2, which is a movie that is a sequel to Halloween 1
It's
and definitely exists.
It's certainly a
not?
movie. Yeah. Why did we include this again?
Because they take place on the same night, kind of same story. We were just gonna
longest night ever, bro. All right, so let's explain the plot of Halloween 2. Let's try to do this here. So Michael Myers survives. Somehow Michael Myers returned, and so Michael is back to killing again, and there's a hospital setting, and he wants to kill Laurie Strode because, spoiler alert, they are siblings for some reason, and there's a lot of kills. There's more kills in this one. I'll give it that. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah,
in terms of
sums it up.
In terms of number of kills, there are more. That is true.
Yeah, there's like nearly double the kills. I think there's only like 4 or 5 in the first one. There's like 8 or 9 in this one.
There's 5 kills in the first one.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot more like off-screen deaths though. That just like people finding a body in the hospital.
Excuse me.
And I'll give this movie credit where it's like not quite as much of a slow burn. I think just in terms of Michael being more active, I will say, than Halloween 1. And I like so I'm gonna do what I like first, and then we'll trash on it. And I like the hospital setting. I think that's kind of a cool setting for this type of movie. And Michael's still got aura.
He hasn't lost his aura yet, which trust me, he will.
Yeah, he does pretty quickly. And I kind of like some of it takes place right after Halloween 1, which I like. That's a continuation of the same night, and I like some of the aftermath stuff that comes from the first movie. And grasping at straws here.
Grasping at straws.
The music's still good, but it's literally the same soundtrack as the last film, just kind of remixed. Yeah, that's about all I got.
I imagine it won't surprise you guys that John Carpenter wrote this movie how I watched Jason X last night, drunk.
I don't even think John Carpenter Hold on, I had the Wikipedia page pulled up.
No, I think he wrote.
movie.
He didn't direct it though.
He
He
wrote it,
was.
he
All right, he did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Rick
Rick
Rosenthal
Rosenthal.
directed it. He didn't do it. Rick Rosenthal didn't do a bad job, but Carpenter would have definitely done better. But Rick Rosenthal did a fine job. I won't trash him.
Carpenter's big thing is, and this becomes obvious in the next movie, he kind of doesn't like Michael Myers. He wanted Halloween to be like an anthology series, and Michael Myers, he was gonna make these first two, make it like one story. They wanted a sequel because it made him a lot of money. So he got really drunk one night and he wrote this story and he killed off Michael Myers. And he's like, I'm going to make Season of the Witch. Halloween's going to be an anthology series. And then Halloween 3 came out. People were like, this movie's bad because it doesn't have the scary William Shatner man in it.
Fair.
And then I don't know if he had involvement with Halloween 4.
No, probably not, because that sucks.
No, he does not. It was directed by Dwight Little, written by a bunch of people that is not John Carpenter, and then produced by Paul Friedman.
It was caused by those people.
Yeah, John Carpenter, after Halloween 2, had no involvement in the series.
Well, no, after Halloween 3. Yeah. Probably for the best.
That's not true. He was a producer for the new series, so he had some involvement.
Oh.
He was not a producer. It was Malek Akkad, Jason Blum, and Bill Block were the 3 producers for the sequels, the Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends.
If you look on his Wikipedia page, he's an executive producer for all 3 of those.
Fair enough.
Oh. Good for him.
But 2 of those movies suck. So,
yeah, I haven't watched them, but I'm just agreeing with you, just because like the aura says they're not going to be good.
Halloween 2018 is fine, but the other 2 suck. But this movie is a movie. It's very
certainly
consistent.
A movie.
It's very consistent with the first movie. I like the fact that it takes place on the same night. I like the fact that Samuel Loomis literally causes like an innocent child to die in this movie. Like, it's literally his fault.
Yeah,
it is his fault.
There's about a shooter shot a mask that kind of looks similar to Michael Myers, and then he gets ran into and he freaking blows up and dies. Yeah, never trust Loomis with a gun. That's what I'm learning from this, actually, the second movie. Mm-hmm. Because, bro, anything that looks like Michael Myers, you just all of a sudden start shooting at.
Yeah.
Yeah, Halloween 2 certainly happened.
Yeah. All right, let's get into what is trash about this movie. So,
pretty much everything else that's not the score, in my opinion.
All right, let me go off my Letterboxd review, because I watched these movies like 2 weeks ago, so bear with me here. Yeah, Loomis kind of isn't that good now. He's already starting to fall off, but Donald Pleasance is still acting well. It's just the writing's not good, because bro is a complete psychopath now. We kind of mentioned, like, just briefly, the one scene where he's with the marshal dude who's trying to take him back to the mental institute, and then that's when he finds out that Michael and Laurie are siblings, and the dude fires a warning shot, and that destroys the window, and then just threatening a marshal to go back to Haddonfield. It's an insane scene.
If we're talking about bad writing, we have to bring up the part at the very beginning of the movie where Samuel Loomis legitimately probably 7 or 8 times just starts screaming, "I shot him 6 times! I shot him 6 times!" He says it probably 10 times.
You know what?
He does say a lot.
I low-key like it just because of how, like, in shock somebody would be when you shoot somebody that many times, and he goes and he just disappears and is still roaming about. Okay, they overdid it, but I love the line delivery. It's like, "I shot him 6 times. I shot him in the heart. I shot him 6 times."
Yeah, I think it was delivered very well, actually. Mm-hmm. I think just the dialogue itself was just kind of meh.
Yeah.
It just repeated a little too much. We get it.
Do you think that was the reaction of the guy who shot 50 Cent when he saw 50 Cent survive? Shot him 6 times.
Wow.
That's wild. Somehow 50
right.
Cent returned.
Well, we're definitely reaching our quota this week, guys.
Dog, that wasn't bad. Like 50 Cent
No.
survived. That's all good.
I shot him 6 times. Oh boy.
Okay.
What else we got
Yeah,
about this movie?
Laurie Strode's barely in this. Like, not at all. She's unconscious for most of the movie. So, if there's a scene without Sam Loomis, it sucks. It is really bad. If Sam Loomis or Michael Myers, excuse me, are not in it, it's a bad scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, funny.
Acting is even worse than Halloween 1.
I would agree. The funny part is Laurie Strode's unconscious for most of this movie. I also was unconscious for most of this movie because I just didn't give a shit.
Yeah, you didn't miss too much. People are just completely retarded too. Yeah, even more so than Halloween 1. Like the one security dude who goes and checks out what's going on and like just doesn't tell the one girl how to work the radio for no reason. Like, dude's got plenty of time to tell her, and he just straight looks at her for like 5 seconds and then opens the door and goes out after she asks like, how do I use this? And then bro dies, of course.
Of course.
And of course, the girl can't use it and contact him. So yeah, the fat dude dies. Yeah, also a common stereotype of the fat security guard who didn't pay attention and was just eating food, and then he gets killed.
Yep.
This movie was definitely. I don't have anything to support this, factually, but just as somebody who is our resident horror expert, I will say this. This movie had. Let me check my bases. Make sure the movie that I'm saying influenced this movie came out before this movie. May 1st to October 30th. This movie had to have been influenced by Friday the 13th Part 2. It had to have been.
Why do you say that?
There's literally the exact same kill with like the hammer claw where he hits the guy in the head. That happens in Friday the 13th Part 2.
It checks out.
But this movie just feels way more like Halloween 1 is like a suspenseful, sometimes boring movie where a guy's stalking his victim and then it becomes like a horror movie and he kills them all. This movie feels like a more of like your like stereotypical slasher.
Yeah.
And Halloween 1 like it completely fine with like the slow build and like the suspension of Michael Myers, but I do think it was definitely necessary to have this be a little more fast paced in terms of the kills. Now, I will say this movie is not fast paced though. This movie is. I think this movie is actually boring. Because it still takes Michael a while to even get into like interesting kills, and for some reason, like half the kills are off screen.
Which is like that is like the cardinal sin of slasher movies. Like the whole point of a slasher movie is it's supposed to be for that kill scene was really cool.
Yeah, like at least Halloween 1, I think every single kill was on screen. Which there's not a lot of kills, but at least they're all on screen.
Like take a page out of Terrifier's book. Actually, don't do that.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah, don't.
Fun movies.
I'm trying to look at my Letterboxd review. What else do I mention? I mean, I don't like the twist of the sibling stuff, but I already talked about why I don't like that.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't hate it as much as most people do. I still think it's bad, but again, it's like, how are you going to continue the story, but while also not making it just the same exact thing that happened in Halloween 1?
Well, here's the answer. You shouldn't continue the story.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you shouldn't continue the story. John Carpenter had the right idea. Halloween should have been an anthology series.
No, I don't hate it because if they're gonna if they're gonna make Michael Myers the embodiment of evil, like you can very easily just carry that character onto different people,
Well,
or at
and
least
it's
that
also
concept.
like the problem with all these slashers is like the villains all like in these slasher franchises, the villains like they start off in the first movie as like, you know, like powerful but not like gods, right? But then that's what they become. They become like completely invincible in every single sequel and just are invincible. So then that just and it's like the same plot every single time and it gets old. That's the problem with these franchises, which is why they don't need to have 10,000 movies.
That's what I
I
like
think
about Scream. Is that Scream? Well, yes, the killer is Ghostface every time. It's always a different person.
yeah, it's more of a whodunit. That I think a huge contributing reason to this. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I wrote a paper my freshman year of college about this, about it. The easiest like layman term for it is brain rot. In all honesty,
Fair enough.
but there was this thing that happened in the movie industry in the 80s, in the 70s, in the 60s, even a little bit into the 90s, even though VHS had become very popular by the 90s, so it was less prevalent, where you could get away with releasing pretty much the exact same movie 3 to 4 times because it was very hard to rewatch media. So you could make Friday the 13th Part 2, Friday the 13th Part 3, very, very similar. Just change the characters out, make the kills different, but can have the same overarching plot because people don't really have a way to rewatch Friday the 13th Part 2 after the theater run unless they go to like a video store or have a special way to watch it. So you can really get away with doing the same general ideas over and over again, which is why slasher movies especially have become less prevalent in the era where we can literally turn on your TV and watch 4 movies in the same franchise in a row within the span of 8 hours.
That's fair.
And I think that that's a good thing. I think it's a good thing that they're not releasing the same movies over and over again. But it also kind of like we don't get like these like charming, campy, stupid, horny is a good word for it because they're always fucking in these movies.
Like Jason
But like,
X.
yeah,
GX.
exactly. We don't get
Yeah.
these like fun, inventive horror movies anymore. Like not inventive even, just like these fun like turn on, turn your mind off, eat some popcorn, get some good kills movies. We get all these like smart think about them horror movies like Hereditary, like Midsommar, like The Conjuring and stuff, where you actually have to like pay attention, which is good, and I like it, and it's a good step for actual good filmmaking. But sometimes I like schlock. You know, sometimes I want to watch Fast and Furious. I don't want to watch Interstellar or Inception. I just want to have
Bro
fun
thought,
watching a movie.
Bro thought he could sneak in Hereditary and we wouldn't notice.
No. Not that I think Hereditary is like this like pinnacle of horror, but it's definitely like in that vein of an elevated horror movie where you have to kind of like use your brain to follow the plot and you can't just kind of turn it off, eat a pizza, and have some fun with your friends. It's more of a thinking horror movie.
Horror is a loose term, but I know what you're saying.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm just using this opportunity to shit on Hereditary again because I genuinely think that was a bad horror movie.
Good movie,
And
bad horror.
I know you love it, and it is a good movie, but it is terrible at being a horror movie.
I will say this, so we don't end up talking about it a lot. Now that I've more collected my thoughts and I wasn't suffering from several ailments, I don't like Hereditary as much as I thought I did. As like
That's
first
fair.
watches in high school and stuff. But anyway, Halloween 2, bad. Halloween 1 will give the certified good movie. Halloween 2 is going to be.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if we can give it. I think we can give it a certified movie.
It's a certified movie.
Certified good
All right.
movies should
No.
be saved for especially good movies.
No. Halloween 1 is a certified horror classic. Let's word it like that.
Yeah, that's exactly how I would word it. Horror
Halloween
classic.
Halloween 2 is certainly a sequel to a movie.
Yes, Halloween 2 certainly happened.
What else is there to talk about? Okay, I will say Halloween 2 actually has some good kills, like the one in the bathtub where Michael Myers like turned it all the way up and then just like dunked the girl in the water. That was brutal kill. So there's definitely more violence and blood in this one than Halloween 1 just because the budget's upped. But I will say another thing is funny though. It's not even really the movie's fault though. It's just like the ending where obviously Michael and Loomis are supposedly blown up and burned alive. But Loomis comes back in Halloween 4 with just like a little scar on his face, and that's about it.
Yeah,
And
I do want
it's
to.
never explained.
I do want to say, and I might be getting the term wrong here, which I shouldn't be getting the term wrong here because I'm literally training to be in the medical field. So hopefully I'm getting the term right. But the one scene where Michael Myers grabs the
Oh,
syringe and
hold on,
stabs it.
you cut out. You cut out.
Sorry. What was the last thing you heard me say?
Training to be in the medical field.
Okay, as somebody who's training to be in the medical field for a career, this should be something I'm not getting wrong. But when he takes the syringe and he stabs it in the girl's head, I think that's called hypoxia, where he like gives her like makes her brain like almost explode because he's putting oxygen where it shouldn't be. I think that's a really cool kill. He's like giving her an embolism.
Yeah, I didn't really understand it at first because I'm stupid. I don't really know anything about that. So I thought he was just like stabbing an empty syringe in there, and I was just like, wait, how would that even kill?
Well, he pulled
somebody?
the plunger, and so when you pull the plunger, air, if there's nothing in there, air goes into it. It sucks it up.
Okay. Yeah.
So
See, I don't really
Then he pushed
understand
the
this.
air into the brain.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really understand this though because I'm a dumb idiot who just likes movies and likes entertainment. So yeah.
Here's the spark notes of it. Air shouldn't be in your brain.
Got it. Thank you. Very understandable.
Your body doesn't like when oxygen goes to places it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
But yes, I think that's a very cool kill.
No, note to self: never put oxygen in my brain. Got it.
I
We
will
learn
say,
something new
as
every
much as
day.
we have, as much as we have shit on this movie, the kills are really good.
Yes, there is a big stake up in the quantity and the quality of the kills, and I think we can lend that to the popularity of Friday the 13th. In all honesty.
Wait, Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th Part 1 came out in 1980, correct?
Yes, Part 2 came out in 81.
All right, hold on. When in 81?
That's what I was looking up earlier. It came out in May of 81. This came out in October of 81.
Okay, so yeah, I can see what you're saying, how it might have been influenced.
But anyways,
Yeah,
that's
there it is.
Halloween
Jason X. We love Jason X here. But yeah, Halloween 2, certainly a certified movie that happened.
But you guys got
Yeah.
anything else for Halloween 2?
No, honestly, this movie was probably the most forgettable movie I've ever watched.
Yeah, it is up there. But so since this is the last video of October, we have roundups. You guys, I carried both of you this month.
Yes, you did.
Insanely.
Yeah.
So
All right,
hold on,
if we
do our
recorded this
scores
at the
first?
Oh yeah. Yes.
I bet. All right, I give it a 5.8. I forgot why I did that because I forgot this movie.
I'll also give it a 5.8. There's some good kills.
The kills are good. Other than that, though, like I hated this movie. I'm gonna give it a 4.5.
That's fair.
Which also, by the way, that is a lower score than I gave to Jason X.
Yeah.
At least Jason X is fun.
Yeah. Jason X, I think I was a little too harsh with my score. I think I did it a little too objectively. I'm going to bump Jason X to a 4 out of 10 just because it's so fun.
Yeah.
I had a good time with Jason X. Like, yes, it was bad. I can recognize it was bad. I had a good time, though.
I give it a 4.9. Like,
I had a good time with Jason X.
Yeah. Better time than I had with Halloween 2.
That is very true.
All right. So Noah, do you want to? Or yeah, we all gave our scores. Do you want to do your recap of films? Because I have. Let me count it. Two.
Yeah,
Which I
you
won't
have a
talk about.
lot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Plus, I've watched
All
about
right, you have a lot.
23 movies this month.
Damn. Okay, so I'll go. I would have more if this was actually at the end of the month, because we're recording this on the 26th, and I'm gonna like marathon the rest of the Halloween movies. So I might just like in the November recap if we do that. I'll probably just include that in there.
Mhm.
So and I'm just and I watched. Okay, so I watched Silence of the Lambs last day of September. I'm just gonna include that for my October thing because I didn't cover that in
The September roundup.
September. Yeah. So all right. So I
Yeah.
watched Silence of the Lambs, and then Apocalypse Now, and then obviously The Thing and Hereditary, and then these two Halloween movies, Halloween 4. And damn. So the only ones that I can really talk about are the Silence of the Lambs, Apocalypse Now, and Halloween 4, because all the other ones were for podcasts. Yeah, I was slacking this month. But yeah.
Yeah, it was a
So
rough month.
yeah, but I carried the first 2 months, so I'm allowed to have a little bit of a slide in October. Plus, I don't really like horror movies that much. I mean, I guess I like them a little more now because, I mean, The Thing has kind of restored my faith in horror movies because that movie's goated.
And Jason X, obviously.
And Jason X, obviously, but yeah, I just kind of wasn't in the mood as much, and also it's a lot busier this month. But anyway, so Silence of the Lambs, elite movie. I gave that a 9.4 out of 10. Anthony Hopkins, elite performance as Dr. Hannibal Lecter. Overall, I mean that film just had me on the edge of my seat throughout it, and incredibly well acted, great dialogue, great story. Pretty hard watch though at times, especially in the like when they get like the corpses that were like skinned and stuff. That was that was hard to see. But outside of that, certified good movie. Then Apocalypse Now, I gave that 4 stars and 8.5 out of 10. I thought it was pretty solid, but there were some slower parts of it. But overall, great acting and. Yeah, I mean, pretty solid war movie, but I don't know. Maybe I just don't really like war movies that much. I guess as other people do.
I'll put you on. I'll show you the Deer Hunter.
Yeah,
it's on the
I think
watch
I've got
list.
that. Yeah, I think that's on mine too. Obviously, The Thing, Hereditary is mid. Just talked about the first 2 Halloweens. So Halloween 4. This movie is so mid. I gave it 2.5 stars. So honestly, there is some entertainment here. I think. There's some nice action with Michael Myers and some nice kills here. Michael's aura he's starting to lose aura in this because of the mask, but there's still some cool kills and stuff. But he's definitely starting to lose the aura, and this is definitely missing John Carpenter. The writing sucks. The direction's not great. It's not shot very well. The acting is putrid. Honestly, the kid is the best actor here. I'm dead serious right now. Everybody else sucks. And yeah, I kind of forget what happened, to be honest. But I give it a 4.7 out of 10. I probably should give it lower. But I don't know. Maybe it's just because I forgot what's good about it. And then that's pretty much. I could talk about. We already read the review of Jason X, and I like Nightmare, and yeah, that's it.
Nate, did you watch a single non-podcast movie this month?
I did. I watched one non-podcast movie this month. I just didn't write a letterbox review for it.
What was it? Please inform me.
It was Scream. It was Scream.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and Scream 2, now that I think about it. So I finished up the Scream series. But yeah, so obviously I watched the podcast movie, so The Thing, absolute masterpiece. Probably my favorite horror movie of all time. Hereditary had a really good first 75%. The last 20 minutes was kind of bad, in my opinion. Nightmare, another horror classic. Really good up until the last minute and a half. Really. Jason X. I had a good time. That's really all
we
you
all
need.
did.
We had a good time watching Jason X. And then the 2 Halloween movies that we just talked about, and honestly, like I have no thoughts about those ones. And then, of course, Scream 1 and 2. Scream 1, obviously, the greatest horror franchise of all time.
Yes, sir.
Without getting into too many spoilers, because I know Noah hasn't seen it, and I don't want to spoil too much. But I love the whodunit feel of both of Scream 1 and Scream 2. The killer reveals were great at the end of both, and the motivations made sense for both. Overall, like, again, very rudimentary review just because I don't want to spoil it for Noah, but they're both five stars. Like, they are 2 of the greatest horror movies I've ever watched. Not 5
Hell
stars.
yeah.
I only gave not 5 stars. I only gave The Thing 4.5, and that's my favorite. So I'll give them 4. 4 stars, but they're both easily at least an 8.99 out of 10.
Certified good movies.
Certified good movies. Honestly, everything we watched this month, except for Jason X and Halloween, were certified good movies.
Yeah, I'm about to tonight. I'm about to indulge in the really, really bad Halloween movies. So, yeah, Halloween 5 is tonight.
Let me put you guys on. Get ready. Sit down.
Oh, I'm ready.
So this month I watched Totally Killer, VHS, VHS 2, VHS Viral, Late Night with the Devil, VHS 94, Mayhem, The Mousetrap, VHS 99, A Nightmare on Elm Street, A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, A Nightmare on Elm Street 5, Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare, New Nightmare, VHS 85, Jason X, Halloween, Halloween 2, and that is all. Those are the movies I watched this week.
Ryne, let me hear your thoughts on Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare.
Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare.
It was not The Final Nightmare.
Here's my review. This movie is incomprehensibly bad. There is nothing good about this movie. It doesn't even have good kills or funny quotes, which is what these movies are known for. The nun plot goes off the rails in this movie, worse than it does in the 5th movie. At least the 5th movie has some heart and remarkable characters. This movie has probably the dumbest swerve I've ever seen by making the lead character, whose name is literally John Doe, be Freddy's kid. And they said, nah, I just kept you alive to find my real kid. And then he kills him. This movie's stupid, but at least it killed Freddy off for 3 years. It sucked. It was very bad. Horrible movie.
What about The Mousetrap? I know you said you weren't going to give it a review, but I want to hear your genuine thoughts about this.
This is probably one of the worst movies I've ever seen. The best part about my whole experience watching this movie is when I was watching the kill count, which I do after every horror movie. I watch the movie and then I watch the kill count because I love Dead Meat. And that's my favorite YouTube channel. He was counting the kills, and at the end, you know how he does this like pie chart graphic?
Mm-hmm.
He did it, and he said 6 men to 4 women, and he said, "Oh, those hockey players really gooned on the pie chart." And that was the most enjoyment I got out of this entire movie. This movie was so fucking bad. Let me see if I can find the review. There's literally like a scene where this girl gets her head cut off by Mickey Mouse. And Mickey fucking Mouse. And let me find. There's literally a scene where it goes, have you ever seen any horror film in your life? And then the other character responds, "No, Marcus, I have a sex life." And
anyway,
then the
how's your
best
sex life?
the best line of this whole film is when the main character, like the final girl, gets her head cut off by Mickey Mouse after he's like fucking he can like fucking teleport around now apparently. But if you shine your flashlight on him, he's like stuck. Like he's a fucking Five Nights at Freddy's character where if you hit him with the flashlight, they can't move. But he cuts off the main character's head, and then the guy looks at her and he starts crying and he's like, I never got to ask her out and she just got her head cut off.
Oh my god.
And that is a line in the movie. And then the movie ends. This movie doesn't even have an ending. It just stops going.
It just stops. Man.
So that was by far.
This now.
It would be a fun bad movie of the month.
Yeah, we're already past October though, so
Well, I guess we have to wait till next October. But yeah, I watched a lot of bad movies this month. I watched 1.5 star. I watched a 2 star. I watched a half star. I watched another 1.5 star, and I watched a 2.5 star. Like I watched some shit this month, but that was probably the worst thing I've ever seen.
yeah, I might watch it now just to I want to indulge in this bad with you. So I need to get my numbers up a little bit for next month. Don't worry, guys. My November recap is going to be peak.
This was another series I did a lot of this month. The VHS franchise. They suck. Most of them suck. So it's an analog horror thing. So with analog horror, you're gonna get some good, you're gonna get some bad. With VHS, you mostly get bad, except VHS 85, which is probably one of my favorite horror movies I've ever seen because that movie was consistently actually really good, except for one segment called Techno God, where this like black lesbian starts like twerking, and then she gets attacked by this like space demon and gets her face ripped off. Which sucks.
Sounds like VHS.
But other than that, it was a good movie. I think I gave two of its segments. I gave one 8.5, and then I gave another one an 8, and then I gave one a 10.
Nice.
And the one that's 10 is actually really cool. It's a segment called Dream Kill, where it's like these cops are getting these like videos of murders mailed to them, but they're getting mailed to them before they happen. And that
cool.
That segment actually takes place in the same universe as the Black Phone, and it's directed by the same guy.
That's really cool. Black Phone's a good movie. I like Black Phone.
It is. I really like it, and I really liked that segment too. So yeah, VHS 85, check it out. VHS 2, check out the one a segment called Safe Haven, where it's like this group goes to a cult. Anything else in VHS? Don't really check out. Don't check out VHS Viral. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. And it almost killed the franchise for 7 years.
Excuse me.
Other movies that...
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, what's up? Other movies I would recommend, check out Totally Killer. That's a good movie. It's really fun. I would call it a store brand Scream mixed with Back to the Future. But it's better than I'm making it sound. It's a fun movie. Also check out Mayhem. It's a Stephen Ewan movie. Lovely Glenn from The Walking Dead. It's a movie where this this virus infects a bunch of people and they lose all impulse control and they're in an office. It's like the Belko experiment except good. So yeah, check that movie out. I was gonna say check out Late Night with the Devil, but that's before I realized they used a bunch of AI to make that movie. So everybody involved with that movie can go fuck themselves.
Fair enough.
And that's my horror month recap.
And there's still more to go because we're not at the end of the month.
No, I'll watch probably the other VHS movie. I'll watch VHS Beyond. I didn't make a review for it. I watched what is probably now my second favorite horror movie of all time. It's called Behind the Mask. The Tale of Leslie Vernon. And it's like this movie where in this world, Freddy's real, Jason's real, fucking Michael Myers is real. And there's this guy who's like an aspiring serial killer, and he has this camera crew follow him, and he's like doing cardio and practicing to be a serial killer. and then he has this mentor who is the killer from Black Christmas, and he literally is like picking out his targets, and he goes on a killing spree at the end. It's a fun movie. It's so self-referential. They make fun of all the horror movie tropes. It's such a good time. I obviously love it because I love Scream, so I love meta commentary and horror when it's done well. So it was a really good movie. Just check it out.
It's like a horror comedy kind of.
Yeah, definitely a horror comedy. It's super. It even goes more into the comedy end than Scream does.
So it's a scary movie, basically.
Yes, it's a true horror movie though, but it is kind of like scary movie. Like people do actually die. It's actually a killer.
That's fair. Yeah, my November recap's gonna be heat. I'm gonna watch every movie that's on my watch list right now.
Don't you have a lot?
I have 18 on my watch list.
I think it's literally impossible for me to do that because I have like 100 movies on my watch list.
No, just get to watch them.
I'm gonna see if I can get like 15 of them down. I'm gonna make that a goal. Let me watch at least 15 movies in November.
That's a good goal. I want my watch list to be empty by the time November's over, so I can add more to it. I think 18
Those are some good
right now.
Yeah, I want November. I want it to be no rewatches outside of podcast movies we do because I'm doing Whiplash for one of mine.
Right.
So yeah,
I have
although
a couple
I might not need to
on mine.
I might not need to rewatch it though because I just watched it like a couple weeks ago. So
you always got to rewatch it.
Yeah, it's an excuse to rewatch it. So
I'm excited for that episode.
What else are we doing in November? So we're doing. Isn't Ryne doing Once Upon a Time? Damn, that's gonna be a good month. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Interstellar, and Whiplash, and then we're not doing.
And then Dragon Ball Evolution. No, we're gonna try to do Dragon Ball Evolution, but we'll figure that out when the time comes.
It's going to be a peak month, so we get 3 good movies, and then we go for the worst rated movie on Letterboxd. No, yeah, November is going to be one for the books.
But with all that being said, Ryne, I know we're kind of on a deadline here, and you got to head out of here soon. So I think we're about ready to wrap it up here.
Yes, I just wanted to say happy Halloween to everybody. Thank you for the support on the podcast. Here's my advice for you for Halloween. Don't add from the population. Don't subtract from it. Have a safe Halloween, everybody.
Yeah, great advice.
Happy Halloween, everybody. Make sure you guys are staying safe out there. If you're listening to this podcast, instead of going out, turn this episode off and then go out. Go have some fun. But come back next week for the Interstellar episode. And yeah, we really do appreciate everybody that listens in every week. And we'll see you guys next week.